Have you ever seen a debate so sharp, so brutally logical that one side just couldn't keep up? That's what happened when this guy dismantled a woke woman's arguments using her very own logic. Number 1. Question about gender identity. When the woke woman tried explaining gender identity, the man responded with a sarcastic comment about needing a chair to sit through the explanation.
I believe that he's gay.
I can still be with married men.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Ask how he identifies.
How do you identify?
Actually, I identify as,
Oh, here we go. It's that long plethora of,
What?
oh my God.
Wait for it.
I will. Let me get a chair.
Number 2. Use of inclusive language. The debate shifted to inclusive language, particularly the term pregnant people instead of mothers.
Okay, well, Michael, do you know what the leading cause of death for pregnant people is?
Pregnant people? Mothers? Women?
If you'd like to call them mothers, not all of them are mothers, but if you'd like to call them that.
What are they if they're not mothers?
They're pregnant people.
What people other than mothers are pregnant?
Does it bother you to use inclusive language? It only takes a couple extra syllables to use inclusive language.
To include
and
who?
It seems to include people who don't, identify as women but can become pregnant.
So,
While the woke woman defended it as acknowledging non-binary individuals, he pointed out how confusing it could be for the majority.
like a person who's born a woman and then identifies as a man and is pregnant.
Yeah.
So you're telling me that in order to be a moral person, I need to accept the idea that a man, someone who is born a man and looks like a man, can really become a woman. That's a prerequisite of my being a moral person.
Number 3. Moral superiority in identity. The man made a bold move, claiming he identified as being correct.
And I think that's what you're talking about, is that like maybe people who are over policing because they think it's the right thing to do versus they feel a certain way about it.
The woke woman hesitated, and the audience realized the inherent contradiction in limitless identity validation. How far is too far?
And there's a part of it that feels fascistic and short-sighted insofar as when you do that and you only align yourself and you deem something morally superior in this way, then you start to, the danger is that then you're surrounded by people that look exactly like you and feel exactly the same way. It is, and it's maybe because I'm in a very liberal sort of setting.
Number 4. Feminism and wage gap. When the wage gap came up, the man asked how feminism could discuss women's pay disparities if gender itself couldn't be defined.
Is the gender pay gap real?
Yes. Men statistically get paid more than women, even in the same position of power.
Do you work like a job at the moment?
No, I don't.
Okay, got it. If the gender pay gap exists, women are paid less for the same job, why wouldn't firms just hire only women?
Men, especially men in power, think that women below them can't do the job as well.
The woke woman stumbled, trying to reconcile fluid gender with feminist arguments. His point landed: can the foundation of an argument survive when its definitions shift?
So that's one of the reasons they do get paid less, and they just think men do the job better, so that's why they end up hiring men, even though they do pay the women less.
If women can do the job just as well, then why would they not just hire women? They can just pay them less for the same job.
Because they don't. They want men to fill those roles because they want the men to go up in power and get better at the job they're working at.
Number 5. Trans women in feminist conversations in sports. A semi-professional athlete shared concerns about fairness, citing biological differences.
Should trans women be included in feminist conversations? How about in women's spaces?
Yes, they're women. What's the question? Trans women are women.
So I want to come at this from the position of an athlete. So I play semi-pro basketball, semi-pro volleyball. So when it comes to like athletic spaces, I don't think that trans women should be allowed into athletic spaces.
The man then asked, does inclusion at all costs undermine the very principles of feminism?
Again, we work very hard for the little opportunity there is in the space because we're not as entertaining as the men. Sorry, we're just not. And so it's like you're gonna take the little opportunity that we're given, and the problem is we can't compete. We can't. Like, I'm 6 foot. If I go up against a 6 foot guy and I play basketball with him, he's gonna body me, even if I have years more of training. And so it's like you're taking away the little opportunity that we're given and we all work so hard for, and you're just giving it back to biological guys. It's like this will be the end of women's sports.
Have you tried confidence?
Eli, hold on, Minnie.
Sorry,
Eli.
confidence can't make me bench what a guy benches.
The question cut through the emotional tension like a knife. Number 6. Confidence debate. When the woke woman suggested confidence could level the playing field in sports, he responded with pure sarcasm. Sure, confidence can outrun biology, he said, pointing to the absurdity of dismissing physical advantages.
My main question was about the term eradicate transgenderism.
Yeah, sure. So can I give you some examples?
Yeah, sure.
We shouldn't teach it in our schools. We also shouldn't allow men to compete against women in NCAA sports.
What about the people who are transgender that have converted, are currently
How about
transgender?
this? So why couldn't Thomas still compete against men despite his mental delusion? Why do we have to reaccommodate all female sports for a single individual?
Can motivation truly replace inherent traits?
That obviously has an advantage with bone density and testosterone production. Why is it now our problem? Why does society have to reorganize and reconfigure for one very loud, obviously disturbed person? Wouldn't it be more fair to say, okay, you have a problem, so keep competing in the category that you were born to. You can still wear whatever you want, I guess, and dress and do the treatments you want, but since you're such an excellent swimmer, go swim against boys. Oh, because he's a narcissist and he used to finish 200 against boys, and when he competes against girls, he wins the championship because he's a cheat.
Number 7. Incident in the girls' locker room. The debate escalated when a coach's suspension for misgendering came up. The man asked why expressing discomfort about a male student in the girls' locker room warranted punishment.
Travis Allen, he was a girls' soccer coach at Randolph Union Middle School in Vermont. He was just suspended from his job without pay because he complained about a male student looming around the girls' locker room. Then the school punished Travis Allen's daughter, Blake Allen, for speaking about it too.
He questioned if protecting one person's identity should silence another's concerns. Whose rights matter most in these situations?
Travis, you complained about a man in the women's locker room and you were punished?
Correct. I made a social media post that referred to the male student as a male, and I was punished because I misgendered him.
Blake Allen, what did you do wrong in the eyes of the school, and how were you punished?
I was in the locker room and the trans student walked in. The rest of the team was in there. I was really uncomfortable and I left, and I told the school and they just shut me down and said there's nothing they could do, and I was later suspended.
How old were you when this happened?
I'm 14, I'm a freshman.
And when you complained about a dude in the girls' locker room, you got suspended?
Yes.
Number 8. Pronouns and gender fluidity. When the woke woman explained her complex pronoun system, including she, shiv, and zir, he asked,
Hi, I'm Nicole, and my pronouns are she, they, z.
Ah, shit. Here we go again.
And I am gender fluid.
But of course you are.
But I'm the type of gender fluid who never goes fully into man.
Everybody knows you never go full
man.
What happens when people make mistakes? Are they immediately labeled intolerant? The practicality of remembering dozens of pronouns became the crux of his argument.
Maybe I'll go fully into woman, but I'll never go fully into man, but I will go into mask.
What?
So when I'm feeling, feminine, my pronouns are she, her. When I'm feeling a little less feminine, but still feminine, it's going to be she, they. But on the opposite end of the spectrum, I am Caesar.
That's not a real thing.
That is because to me, personally, and this isn't kosher, this isn't orthodox, I personally view them to be somewhat masculine.
Can society balance inclusivity with functionality? Number 9. Transgender non-binary athlete. Quinn, a transgender non-binary athlete competing in the Women's World Cup, became the next focus.
In the Women's World Cup, we have a new superstar, the Canada midfielder Quinn. Quinn has been heralded, celebrated this week as the first transgender, non-binary footballer to play in the Women's World Cup.
The man asked how someone who doesn't identify as a woman could compete in women's sports. Is it fair to celebrate achievements in spaces defined by identities they don't claim?
She is a transgender non-binary. What is that?
Well,
how can you be transgender and non-binary?
Because that's what they are.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
If arguments crumble under their own weight, are they worth defending? Remember to like, share, and subscribe, and let us know where do you stand on these heated topics.